This is the part I wanted to get to. Sorry to make y'all wait.
I want to start by saying I appreciate all the support that I've gotten from everybody, from people, friends. And I'm not talking about just in this moment. I'm talking about over the years. People that have followed me, my whole career, peace, and serving through the battles. But this sickens. It sickens me. Because in this great country, this takes me back to a time where a white man would accuse a white woman would accuse a black man of something. And they would take a bunch of guys that were above the law, run in the barn, put a rope around his foot and drag him through the mud and hang him by the tree. Not a thought about what would happen, not an investigation, not after repeated attempts of people trying to go and say, guys, here's what really happened. Here is what really happened. Here are witnesses that'll say this, here's witnesses that'll say that, and so we don't want to hear. We do not want to hear. How can I defend myself if I don't even know what I'm defending myself against? They asked me, they said, do you remember this girl you met in the lobby? I work and I live in hotels. I stay in hotels all year long from August to September. I meet people every day walking in and out of a lobby. I couldn't even tell you what she looked like. I don't know. I don't even know who I'm talking about. When I'm talking about, I'm supposed to do something. This just blows my mind that in 2023, we still dragging and hanging brothers by a tree. That blows my mind that I have no opportunity to defend. I don't even know what I'm defending. And absolutely, to not listen to the court. Marriott is above the law because I still haven't seen this tape. I haven't seen this tape. I want to see what I'm being accused of, why I had put my whole life on hold, why my family had to endure it. If I did something wrong, I'll suffer the consequences of me doing something wrong. But if you did something wrong, you meaning them, then they should suffer the consequences of what they did wrong.
Please.
It's just sickening.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's okay. It's okay. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. I ain't never really wanna flex my gifts, but I think it's my time. Let me check my wrist. You can never get my shine. I'ma keep on grinding till I reach the top.
On another note here, I did kind of want to just, since it's relevant, and I covered the first two, kind of when he got charged and then when he filed the civil suit against Marriott and Jane Doe. Basically, what happened was he filed a motion to essentially expedite the process, and that means moving up discovery. In his case, the only piece of evidence that Marriott had was the video, and I think there may have been some audio, but they based everything on this one video clip.
Sorry, I don't know this case. What's happening?
So Michael Irvin, right before the Super Bowl, Michael Irvin was at a hotel in, was it Arizona? He had an interaction with a woman in the lobby for about 45 seconds and went on about his business. And then a couple of days or a couple of days after, or the day after, goes in the news. Apparently he did something improper with this woman and she complained, and the Marriott kicked him out of the hotel. Took the video and the allegation to the NFL. The NFL took him off all of the NFL broadcasts. So this was like a week before the Super Bowl. So it was like the weekend right before the Super Bowl. So like all the, the Pro Bowl stuff, all the, all the interviews, took him off everything. And then he missed that and the Super Bowl. And then essentially this NFL network took him off of all the broadcasts essentially until he got handled or whatever. I don't know. To be honest with you, I think that they wanted a reason to suspend him anyway for whatever reason, because they did it so easily. I don't know. So anyways, they suspended him. Irvin happened to have had 3 guys that he had taken pictures with right before the incident. So these guys came out in public and was like, we were there and we didn't see anything untoward that he did. It was a simple conversation. It happened really quick. There was even a video clip, not exactly sure if that was the actual moment that they were talking about, but there is a video clip of him in the hotel. Anyways, Marriott has been not wanting to show the video. Apparently they have security tapes, and they haven't been wanting to show it to anybody, saying that Michael Irvin wants to essentially embarrass their client, the woman, Jane Doe, and wants to embarrass her, and he wants to know who she is so that he can have his private investigators harass her. And basically he wants to try the case in public opinion, when what they've done is, by getting him fired, have already tried to try the case in public opinion. They just didn't expect it to flat back on him. So once he realized that there was witnesses, and the witnesses were like, we saw what happened and there was no big deal, he filed a civil suit against Marriott and Jane Doe for $100 million.
Nice.
And so now they're trying to like slow play it. And first they tried to kick it to federal court. I think what they realized was that the judge that got the course, that would have gotten the course in federal, the case in federal court, does not take too kindly to false allegations. So I think they asked to bring the case back to Arizona. And then Irvin's attorneys filed to expedite the process. The Marriott filed to deny to expedite the process and to drop the case altogether. That was denied. And then the judge said that they do have to provide the video. They were supposed to provide the video on Tuesday afternoon. Apparently they just made, they only let, instead of providing, like giving them a copy of the video, they essentially let, they made Irvin's attorney sit in a room by himself while the other attorney watched. They took all of his recording devices and they made him sit and watch the video by himself, and they didn't give him a copy, which was not exactly what the court order said. So all that happened, and then when he found out that he was supposed to get the video Tuesday afternoon, they set up a press conference for Wednesday, today, right? So that they could discuss what was on the video, and the video wasn't really provided technically. So this is the press conference, and essentially this is what this guy up here on the screen is one of the guys that witnessed what happened. And then these are Michael Irvin's attorneys here. So he's filing the press conference. He makes some pretty powerful comments, and Michael Irvin himself makes some pretty powerful statements in this video that I think are pretty important. Like, he makes some references to, basically modern day lynching, so on and so forth. So anyways, that was as short as I could make it. But let's let this rock.
Obviously not come out publicly about this till now. I think this is a story that deserves telling, and I want to present it kind of in 3 parts to y'all. First going to be the background of what happened. Second is going to be about the video that you've all heard so much about. And then the third part is going to be our attempts to deal with Marriott about this incident and how do we correct it. Michael traveled to Phoenix on February 5th to cover the Super Bowl and related activities. He was staying at the Renaissance Phoenix downtown hotel, supposed to stay there from February 5th to February 13th.
Fair use.
On February 5th, after performing his media duties, he returned to the hotel and was having water in the lobby bar. He obviously drew a lot of attention, and he began to tell the people assembled in the lobby stories, NFL stories, old stories. Several people offered to buy him a drink. He declined, saying he had work the next day. 2 of the gentlemen who offered to buy him for you today on Zoom, Phil Watkins and Bryn Davis. Phil's Australian. He's 10 or 11 hours ahead or behind, with a big effort for him to be here. And Bryn Davis is a Philly fan who's from Philadelphia, but he's in Europe right now. But they both agreed to come and and talk to you guys about what happened. I think it's really important to understand where these witnesses come from. This is not someone that we found through an investigator. These witnesses called in to a show hosted by a guy named Tony Bruno. And Tony Bruno called us and gave us their name. When we first talked to these gentlemen, they said, I just read about in the paper what happened last night. I was sick to my stomach. I have a wife and kids, and I was sick with what happened to Michael.
Thank you, white man.
You'll see in the video.
Shout out to the white man.
Shout out to the white man.
These guys, and other eyewitnesses and other people that have come forward, asked Michael to take a picture with them. He said, I'm not going to take a picture in a bar. It's a bad look. But I'll go out by the front door of the lobby and take pictures with you. This is where the video starts that I have seen. So
Now let's start right there real quick. We have to do so much preventative, we got to constantly be on the defense and watching and looking out for ourselves already, right? Already, we're always looking out. We have to be. And if you're not, you should be, right? Because it clearly doesn't take much to get you caught up. But he had the wherewithal to know that, hey, I can't do this in the bar, but let's step outside and take a photo. So he's already on the defense, right? He's already doing what a man should do in that position, white, black, or otherwise, but especially since he's melanated. So I just want to put that out there because it's he had the presence of mind. He said he had a couple of drinks, but he had the presence of mind to know that he shouldn't be in the bar taking pictures. Let's step outside to do it. Let's continue. Sorry, guys. I just want to break this up a little bit.
I can lay the scene out for you. The video appears to be from behind the front desk of the hotel. It's certainly a desk. It might be the concierge desk. Facing out this way, where on this side is the entrance to the hotel, main entrance and lobby. And on this side is the lobby bar. There's nothing separating them wall-wise to the lobby bar. It's just the hardwood floor versus a carpet on this side. And
Fair use.
There's a hole kind of right in the middle. When you first see the video,
Fair
Michael
use.
is outside taking pictures, as these guys will describe to you. And the accuser here is behind the front desk of the hotel. The accuser then, as she sees Michael coming back, walks out from behind the front desk. And it appears to me to be approaching Michael and his group. Michael's group's coming in this way. Michael does it clearly, and no one in the group knows.
Now, the reason why he's telling this goddamn story is because they won't give him the tape. The Marriott won't turn over a 45-second tape. They won't give it to him. That's why the attorney's got to tell the story. They made him sit in a room by himself and watch the video. That's crazy.
Unfortunately, the exact
And
moment
solo dolo almost every single time, bro. At this point, almost every single time. If you even think that you have, if you deal with a woman that you think has the potential to even get you caught up in some mess like this, then you should absolutely, positively, slowly back away from the table and never deal with her again. Just saying.
Who's that guy that said he would never talk to a woman without his wife being present?
Mike Pence.
Yeah, the principal.
Yeah, Mike Pence. Yeah, hey, real talk. That's how it's got to be these days.
I'm starting to see it more often. Like there was this one guy, girl was drunk. Immediately she asked him to take her back to her room, put on his cell phone, record the whole thing like this, all the way to the room.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I could tell you some stories. We're not gonna do it on live, but I could tell you some stories. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too, protecting ourselves.
You can't exactly tell who talked to who, but I believe the witnesses will clean that up for us. They both meet and then they walk to where they're in the middle of the lobby. And remember, this is a public lobby with tons of people going back and forth. When they first greet each other, they shake hands and Michael starts to talk to her. Michael, in this interaction, touches her a sum total of 4 times. He takes her hand at the beginning. He takes her hand at the end. He one time touches her on the elbow, as many of you who have interviewed Michael knows he does when he talks, for a very brief moment. And one other time, he buckles over laughing, and he kind of brushes her with his hand against her other elbow. That is it. She clearly never acts upset. She doesn't back away. Like there's any kind of problems going on here at all. The conversation.
Yo, Michael Irvin looks clean. He looks good for 55 though. You know what I'm saying? He looks healthy. You know, he looks fit.
This man shook a woman's hand and losing his job, get kicked out of a hotel, while a whole 31-year-old gets pregnant by a 13-year-old.
Yes.
And literally nothing.
In contrast.
This cannot be real life.
Yes.
Life.
Yes. That's what I'm saying, bro.
This cannot be real life.
It's unbelievable.
Get
unbelievable.
your passport. Get your passport.
I mean, it did, dog. We're gonna.
As I said, they shook hands and then walk away.
He almost lost it right there.
I want to talk about our attempts to figure out what happened and right the situation and what went from there. Okay, Michael gets woken up basically in the middle of the night and told he needs to leave the hotel. He at that point in time doesn't know who's making allegations.
So they didn't even wait till the morning, bro. They got him up out the bed to kick him out of the hotel.
What happened, why, anything. We did not know anything about who this person was or exactly what the allegations were until literally yesterday. And we had tried repeatedly to find out. When it happened, Steve Mandel asked to meet with the folks at the Renaissance Hotel out in Phoenix. They granted him a meeting. He believed that the meeting was going to be with the head of security, the general manager, and someone else at the hotel. When he showed up for the meeting, the head of security had been excluded, said he was not going to be in the meeting, and he met with two other individuals, the GM and the head of marketing. I have their names, but I don't think that's relevant now. They absolutely refused to give him any information about what the allegations were against Mr. Irvin. Steve offered to allow Michael to be interviewed by the security. He offered the names of the witnesses that had now come forward via the radio station to be interviewed by security. Renaissance declined, would not talk to Michael, would not talk to the witnesses, said, "We don't comment on anything." In fact, wouldn't even give Steve the name of one of the people that he was meeting with. Throughout the week in Phoenix, repeated attempts were made at the Renaissance to interview these folks to clear Michael's name. Again, as you already know from the papers and the media, he had been taken off of NFL Network. He's been taken off a show on ESPN.
ESPN too,
very,
yeah.
Very eager to clear his name and clear up these allegations. Well, how do you do that when you don't even know what you're being accused of? And how do you do that when the people that are making the allegations won't tell you what they are?
Phrase.
So obviously we didn't have the video and we didn't have any meetings with the witnesses, so I had to file the lawsuit. We filed the 100.
So mind you, so he was already taken off of everything. No formal charges. No, they kicked his ass out of the hotel and he lost his job with no repercussions, no nothing. They just was like, get the hell out of the hotel and no, you can't go to work.
And he won't get it back either, more than likely, even if he doesn't win.
Unbelievable. He's like, what do you mean? Like, so he's still, there has been no actual criminal charges filed. I don't believe. Or maybe there was an assault. Well, we'll double check because I don't even think at this point there's
state court
filed yet
in Collin County, because that's where
they filed a lawsuit.
It felt like the majority of the damage was being done in these cases. As you've seen, state court judge immediately ordered production of the video that we believe would clear Michael's name. A few hours before the deadline to produce the video,
Evidence.
Renaissance did a legal maneuver where they removed the case, MARRIOTT, removed the case to federal court. In federal court, I think they believed everything would slow down, but we filed an almost identical motion for expedited discovery in federal court, that the federal judge granted as well. And as many of you have reported and seen, the deadline to give us the information was yesterday. When I appeared yesterday to get the video, to see the video, I was not allowed to make a copy of it. I was not allowed to take a copy. I was not allowed to use my cell phone to make a copy. We believe these things. In fact, before I went back to view
Salute
the video,
Judgezilla.
I was asked to empty all my pockets and search me so that I couldn't have any recording devices. I absolutely declined. That I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to record anything without your permission either. All during the viewing of the video, I was required to sit in a room with the other counsel, opposing counsel, watching me, seeing what I was doing. So I was not free to talk about what was on the video, and certainly I don't have a copy that I can even talk to my client about it. Now, what is so damning about a video that was taken in a public lobby that they're now using to try to destroy this man's livelihood and reputation, that they won't just release it? We shouldn't even have to be in court with this. Marriott, I believe, should come forward. And in fact, I made a statement to the Marriott Council that I think is pretty telling. I said, would you rather like the press to hear my description of what the video shows, or would you rather just show them the video? Well, clearly, you know, it's answered by the fact that I'm here describing it to you.
Whoops.
We have filed a emergency.
Shout out to the white man.
Motion.
He didn't have to be there.
To try to get the video. It was filed this morning. You can certainly go on the docket and get a copy of it if you want. We're hopeful we'll get the video to share it, but we think we're far enough along the case now to say this case is nonsense. Not our case, but the allegations are nonsense. And we need to immediately get Michael back to work. And I believe that Renaissance needs to apologize to him. With that, I think Mr. Irvin has to say something.
This is the part I wanted to get to. Sorry to make y'all wait.
I want to start by saying I appreciate all the support that I've gotten from everybody, from people, friends. And I'm not talking about just in this moment. I'm talking about over the years. People that have followed me my whole career, peace, and certainly through the battles. But this sickens me. It sickens me. Because in this great country, this takes me back to a time where a white man would accuse a white woman would accuse a black man of something. And they would take a bunch of guys that were above the law, run in the barn, put a rope around his foot and drag him through the mud and hang him by the tree. Not a thought about what would happen, not an investigation, not after repeated attempts of people trying to go and say, guys, here's what really happened. Here is what really happened. Here are witnesses that'll say this, here's witnesses that'll say that, and so we don't want to hear. We do not want to hear. How can I defend myself if I don't even know what I'm defending myself against? They asked me, they said, do you remember this girl you met in the lobby? I work and I live in hotels. I stay in hotels all year long from August to September. I meet people every day walking in and out of a lobby. I couldn't even tell you what she looked like. I don't know. I don't even know who I'm talking about. When I'm talking about I'm supposed to do something. This just blows my mind that in 2023, we still dragging and hanging brothers by a tree. That blows my mind that I have no opportunity to defend. I don't even know what I'm defending. And absolutely, to not listen to the court. Marriott is above the law because I still haven't seen this tape. I haven't seen this tape. I want to see what I'm being accused of, why I had put my whole life on hold, why my family had to endure it. If I did something wrong, I'll suffer the consequences of me doing something wrong. But if you did something wrong, you meaning them, then they should suffer the consequences of what they did wrong.
Fair use.
It's just sickening.
Thank you, Michael. We're now going to allow.
Thoughts, anybody? Before we kind of listen to the witness, anybody want to say anything right off top?
Just in one, I don't know what I'm defending. Oh, man.
As Clarence Thomas said, electronic lynching before your eyes.
How can you defend yourself against the enemy when you blindfolded, handicapped, you can't see, arms tied behind your back, feet shackled together? They did all they could to make him as docile as possible, where he couldn't really do much. He couldn't do much. He's a public figure. He speaks to people every day. Every day. So just speaking is now SA? Cool. I won't say shit. I won't say shit. I swear for God, I won't say shit to no broad. Damn that. Shaking hands is SA? You know what? You right. So next time you catch a flat, don't call me. When you need help, nope, I'm not the guy.
I'm told you,
I
dog.
can't read. Like, I'm my job. Well, what I do, it's kind of fucked up to say, but what I do involves a lot of single, strong women or whatever that still need services for bathrooms and kitchens.
Okay.
Yeah, not that. Yeah. But
I was just talking about pipe cleaning. My bad. Go ahead.
Nah. But I won't go in that. If I get a funny feeling, I'll drop a job.
Yeah.
I'd rather throw that money away than be like, oh, well, thank you so much. Oh, no, nah. I can't trust it.
You just have to have a camera on at all times. What's up, Vintage Negro? How are you, bro?
What's up, man? Everything's cool.
Yeah.
This shit is real. This is lunacy, man.
Yeah.
They obviously, I mean, I think if they had something, they would show what the hell happened. There may be no audio. So that's why they're not showing it. But this is bullshit, and he's completely right. They're still doing this shit to black men in 2023, hanging them not by a tree, but by public opinion. They're hanging us without any fucking evidence.
Yep.
And this is bullshit.
Yep. Yeah, I got a clip of Mark or Moist Lamont Hill when he was talking to Judge Joe Brown, and what he was describing was exactly what's happening now. He was like, because they was talking about Bill Cosby, and Judge Joe Brown was like, he didn't do anything, and Moist Lamont was like, he could have done something, but he just wasn't guilty of something. And he's like, well, no, he just didn't do anything. Like, if you didn't get found, like, if there are no charges, if you didn't do anything, you didn't do anything. And essentially what he was saying was asking for permission. Like, he was literally asking Judge Joe Brown to co-sign digitally doing what we're talking about to Bill Cosby, and Joe Brown was like, no, that's not how the law works. He didn't do anything, so you can't just put out this narrative that he did something just because you think or you feel like he might have done something. It doesn't work that way. But these females, and unfortunately, we've been letting them get away with all this. I feel like. Hot Sauce, I heard somebody on there today. Oh man, yo, on Roger Report Live this morning, bro. These couple of these cats got after each other. It was hilarious. But that's what we're dealing with, guys. Like they have allowed feelings to leak into the law. And the thing about it is part of how we've been screwed by the American legal system thus far is that ambiguity, the gray line, that gray area where you could fall on one side or the other. We're like, oh, well, he could have done it. maybe, kinda. I think he could have done it. I suspected I smelled some weed. I thought I might have, could have, would have. He could have been committing the crime, so I had to stop him. You know what I mean? Like, that's how they get us. So I don't know. Shout out to the white dudes that are witnesses. Anybody want to jump in real quick?
Praise white Jesus.
Just for the sake of this case, praise white Jesus. Sweet baby white Jesus.
By that same logic, if you send a good morning text to a chick you just meet, she can claim SA, bro. It's not that far fetched anymore. Good morning. SA.
It's wild out here,
What
man.
the fuck?
It's wild.
I mean, if he so. I mean, let's say that he did say something inappropriate, like he wanted to do something to a bust her ass or something, like boner or something. I mean, damn, you don't. I mean,
that's not illegal either.
That's not illegal. What the fuck? I mean, damn.
Well, the problem, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but the problem is that we're moving towards kind of like the legal system in Israel. If a woman in Israel says you've done anything to her at all, you immediately get arrested and detained for 24 hours. Right, immediately, before they don't ask any questions, you just detain 24 hours, and they sort those things out. And so the thing about it is America. I mean, like we're shifting, right? We're shifting from mainstream is shifting from quote unquote a pseudo patriarchy to a matriarchy, right? Where women are the lead. Right? I mean, and that's what we're shifting to, right? Yeah. All men will become second-class citizens, right? Because at the end of the day, like we're the black men are the canary in the coal mine. What happens to us will happen to all, right? Whether that's a karma thing, spiritual thing, however you want to put it, right? Yeah. But you cannot commit so many sins, against a group of people, and not have that bleed over to your society, because we're in such proximity to one another. So it's going to happen, right? Because at the end of the day, white women are like, look, in a white woman's eyes, black women have total freedom, right? Yeah. And a white woman, because think about it, black woman can get pregnant, get another man to marry her. Black women have no accountability. She's considered the spiritual and the backbone of the community. What white woman, and especially as how white people love power, what white woman don't want that? Now, she don't want the black racial treatment, but she wants the treatment from her man and her community like we treat our women in our community. And that's the core right there.
They want to be able to walk up on us and kick us out the house and take our shit, throw our PlayStation out the window, that kind of thing.
Yeah, as any researcher, I mean, Gloria Steinem says, like, we learned this from black women. But yet we can say, black women learned it from. No, they did not. Black women didn't learn shit from white women. White women learned it from them. The whole thing about women's suffrage was, how you gonna give niggers right to vote before us?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that part always, and thank you for saying that, Haas. Thank you, because that part always gets left out. It always gets left out. It's like, no. That wasn't the main focus. The main focus was like, there's no way we're going to let those men over there get voting rights and have privileges over us. Not a chance. And then you start to understand some of the resentful, he did it. Get him. He's the one. Right? Get him. It's a power play.
Right. We all saw Rosewood, right? Cheating on your husband. Yep. Oh, everybody coming out. What happened? Niggas.
Yep.
Answer for everything.
Total war.
Right? That's the excuse for everything. Tell us what happened, white man.
Bill, can you hear me?
Shout out to the white man.
Yeah, good morning.
Bill, if you would, Bill, if you would, tell the reporters here what you saw that night at the Marriott Hotel.
Yeah, certainly. Good day, guys. So myself and my business colleagues, we were out on the front lobby, obviously with Michael. This is the first night I've ever met Michael in my life. He was a very jovial character. He, basically was a great component of the sport. He loves the NFL clearly. So he gave me a great introduction to the NFL. It's the first time I've ever heard about it. And essentially, obviously, we had some fan-like pictures and then re-entered the lobby. I was checking my phone when a young lady approached Michael, and there was nothing really untoward out of the interaction because essentially I was checking the pictures, and basically I heard some laughter. I looked up, there was a few handshakes, there was some more laughter, and they went their separate ways. Michael went back to the lift and obviously continued on his night. I take it he went back to his bedroom, and the lady returned to roughly around the bar area where we actually, the three of us who had just had the picture taken, returned to the table. So yeah, there was no, like I said, it was a very jovial conversation. There was no reason to look at it as anything untoward. The lady returned to work, so
Phil,
we carried on our night.
Phil, are you an NFL fan?
No, I'm not actually. Believe it or not, I apologize to the guys here in Dallas, but the Super Bowl that weekend was the first game I've ever watched. So, yeah.
Okay, so
I didn't know who Michael was before this event.
And I'll just ask you one more question.
You ain't missing anything.
Anything at all that would cause you concern or you thought was inappropriate in Mr. Irvin's behavior towards this woman?
No, not at all.
Okay. And you're aware that you're actually on the video, correct?
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
Okay. I'm going to go to Bryn real quick.
Ooh.
I don't even know how to swap that. Bryn, if you start talking, I think we'll be there.
Can you guys hear me?
There you go. Bryn,
Good morning, everybody.
if you tell your experience and then tell about the terrible, horrible football team you root for, I'd appreciate it.
No, yeah. So like Phil had said, we had a business meeting around, I don't know, a little after 10 at the Renaissance.
I agree, Solo Dolo.
I am from Philadelphia. So we recognized Michael, the other gentleman I was with. We noticed Michael on the other side of the bar, which was pretty cool. I mean, I've known who he was since we were little. I'm an Eagles fan, so I grew up hating him, but it was still exciting to see him. And so we offered to buy him a drink because we thought it'd be cool to buy Michael Irvin a drink. And he came over and said, sorry. He said, I have ESPN tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. I can't take a drink, but I really appreciate it. And then we started going back and forth about Jalen Hurts being a fantasy or being a dynasty, blah, blah, blah. And had a really cool, quick conversation. He saw that I had my phone in my hand and asked if I wanted to get a picture, which was nice because obviously that's what I wanted to do. We stepped outside, took a few pictures, and came back in. And when we entered back in, a woman had come around the corner, kind of met Michael at the corner. They had a very brief interaction that was, super, friendly, lots of laughter. And Michael went back to his room. I went back to my seat. And 2 days later, I read about the story that we're talking about now.
Boom. I mean, that's pretty much what happened. Shout out to that guy for being stand up and actually just stand up for the truth, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? Because none of those guys needed to say anything. They could have easily just just been like, damn, that's crazy, that sucks, and not said a word, and we'd still be dealing with it, but he would have less standing if those guys hadn't have come forward. And I think it was because those guys came forward that they filed suit. So real quick, before we get up out of here, I believe I'll be heading over to Dennis Sperling Unfiltered. I believe if anybody's watching me, then they'll probably be watching him, but shout out to Uncle D. I have a feeling this is going to be a good one.
I love the left fiction. Left fiction.
Yeah.
You gonna play?
Oh, hell no. So shout out to Uncle D, boy. He is relentless. I love it, man. He makes me want, I'm like, I'm not mean enough. I keep trying to like be dignified and trying to like have these like trying to learn some things and bring up some statistics and look at some law and bring up some cases. And he's like, F that. KKK Keisha. KK Keisha. With the KK Keisha and the Ku Klux Queens. Oh my God, Queens. Damn, that's hilarious. So I have a feeling it's gonna be a good one. But closing statements, Mr. Allen. We'll go Mr. Allen, hot sauce, vintage D-Grow. We'll work our way up to the top. Mr. Allen, you got anything you want to say on the way out, big guy?
Damn. Yeah, this just proves like getting your passport, that's become like the only option, man.
Yeah, it really is.
Hello is enough for SA. Damn. Hello. How are you? The simple act of greeting someone that you're not familiar with, can be considered SA? Nah, I'm good. I'll keep my money. Damn that.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that one. Hot sauce, what's up, bro? Anything you want to say in closing on the way out?
Yeah, I just want to say, man, study Mike Pence and Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, whenever he takes pictures, he do not touch women. He has his hands open all the time. And Mike Pence do not speak to women unless his woman is around. Make sure you have a buffer, gentlemen. Or, what is it? 6 feet away? That's the new rule. 2 meters away. And I'll leave y'all with that.
That's what's up. Vintage Negro, I know you kind of popped in a little bit late, but anything you want to add on the way out, bro?
Yeah, man. I just want us brothers to be careful out there, man. We an easy target out here. We already vilified by the society, whether we a pookie, whether we're a pookie or dignified, man. It doesn't matter. We are vilified. So the white girl, the Latina girl, the black girl, even though the Latina girl and the white girl may be a little bit more submissive and may like your black ass because she think you but they out for your black ass. Believe that. And I want us brothers to be careful, especially with Ling Ling, Maria, and Becky. I want us to be careful, man, because we are an easy target right now. But don't forget Keisha, though.
No.
Definitely don't forget Keisha.
Yeah, what's up? All right, bro. Kim, what about you, bro? That's what I'm saying. Don't forget Keisha. Be careful.
I think the number one thing that unnerves me is yet again another example of us assuming good faith and it being wrong. We've assumed that the law was concrete. It actually seems to be quite plastic. Intentionally vague language, borderline vacuous. And it seems damn near, if not outright Orwellian. The laws mean whatever they want it to mean. So, yeah, if you have the means, get the fuck out. Period. But until then, the quote boxing, the quote UFC, protect yourself at all times. Invest in a body cam if you have the means. Keep your head on the swivel. And most of all, the old saying is not paranoia if they're out to get you.
Yep.
I'll land my plane there.
Ooh, broken blade, bro. Goddamn, that's what's up, man. Salute to you. You are 100% correct, Gerald. Bring us home, bro. What are your thoughts on what we talked about today?
Well, as somebody who's personally affected by an allegation through my brother, as I'm seeing more and more cases like this pop up, and it's just pretty much reassuring me that, hey, as we move closer and closer to a more gynocratic society, you're going to start seeing cases like this pop up. And as a result, you're going to see a lot more innocent men go to jail for dumb stuff. And understand this too. The system ain't flawed. It's doing what it's intended to do. The system is not set up to punish women. It's set up to undermine us and get us and to use men as a non-renewable resource. Extract the minerals, burn the resources for power. Our money, our resources, our power. The United States government sees that. It wants every drop of juice out of us, and it will do anything to do, even put us in jail. So brothers, please record yourself, do whatever you got to do. Most importantly, get your goddamn passport. This is not a drill, because within the next 10 to 15 years, men are going to become alienated and second-class citizens to the point where you're probably going to see most men on milk mode. There's already, almost 30% of men are virgins right now, probably even higher. Now, before the pandemic, it's going to get a lot more heavier than that. So please, protect yourself at all costs. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's what's up. Look, man, I'm going to be super duper brief, guys. We know we had a case where we have example after example of the law being bent one way and that I liked what Broken Blade said, that the law we thought was concrete and it's more plastic than we thought, because we see it bend one way for some people and bend another way for others. And we have more examples of that every single day. And I mean, just like everyone said, you have to absolutely positively protect yourself. Go overboard. Those times where, you think, oh, that she couldn't do this to me. Oh, yes, she can. Oh, yes, she absolutely positively can. And having an audio recording or a video recording will never hurt you. If you just meet a chick and she seems like the type that's prone to do something like that, leave her ass alone. It ain't worth it. It is not worth it. Find somebody else. And look, man, getting a passport and getting the hell up out of here definitely seemed like the only option at this stage of the game, because the lovely ladies seem to be doubling and tripling down on their behavior. I don't see anything changing. You hear a couple of that soft girl hustle here or there or whatever, but it's just that it's a hustle. These ladies are really out to get you, and they don't really care what happens to you. So, salute to Broken Blade, Gerald, Vintage Negro, Hot Sauce, Mr. Allen, everybody in the chat, Urban Eagle, Judge Zilla, salute to you, Solo Dolo, of course, as usual, Red Sigma, Jones stopped through for a quick second, and anyone else that I may have missed, I apologize. Oh, Cody, of course, salute to Cody. I think he was at work or something, so I might see him a little bit later on. And my rock, my dude, Clarence Everett, salute to you, bro, if you're still in here. Salute to you. Heading over to watch Dennis Sperling and the KK yeah. Oh man, this was crazy. Oh my God. Hey, he's on a roll. I hope he doesn't slow down. I'm gonna have to get I gotta get to his level, man. I gotta get to his level. So anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Like I said, I appreciate you. I'm truly humbled. I would not be able to do this stuff without you guys. I'd be sitting here by myself talking to myself like an idiot. So I really appreciate all of you guys. Salute to you, and I will holler at you guys on the next one. Peace.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life.